the day I took it changed everything. It's almost like everything was clear. I could see what I needed to, I could understand things better. I could see the world better. I could be in the moment better. I wasn't, just the clarity. It's almost like my brain has just been sort of optimized.
Hello everyone, I'm Mark Tuxford and welcome to my podcast, People Behind Brands. Brought to you by Making Websites Better. In each episode, I'm joined by an inspirational guest to hear more about their individual life lessons and how it shaped them into who they are today. To never miss an episode, subscribe to our exclusive content now and follow us on our social media platforms. People Behind Brands, life lessons from the world of business. For episode 58, we head down under for our first Australian guest, Callum Gracie. Callum is a digital marketing specialist with a focus on SEO, helping businesses get seen in all the right places online. But when the laptop closes, he's behind the decks as a DJ, bringing people together through music and energy. In this episode, Callum opens up about his mission to help others, whether it's through search visibility or shared experiences, and how his recent ADHD diagnosis has given him a deeper understanding of himself. We explore the highs and lows, the productivity boosts and the mental noise, as well as learning to work with his mind, not against it, while stepping into two massive roles, becoming a parent and building a business. This is a raw and honest conversation about mental health, identity and purpose, about juggling the chaos and still showing up with heart. Whether it's for the clients, his family or the crowd on the dance floor, Callum's mission is simple: to help people feel seen, supported and uplifted. So let's hear what the man from Down Under has got to say. Callum, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
Doing well, Mark. How you going, mate?
Yeah, very well, thanks. Really good to have you. Today, we welcome Callum Gracie from Otto Media, who is joining us all the way from Down Under in Australia. So, yeah, you're the first guest that we've had from Australia, Callum. So welcome to the show. Callum supports Australian service businesses turn their website into a 24/7 lead generating machine through expert SEO strategies and website design. Callum reached out to share his story from personal life to life lessons from the world of business, particularly touching upon his ADHD and giving context to his own experiences. So Callum, let's get straight into it, my good man. Perhaps firstly, you could tell us a little bit more about your service at Otto Media and how you've developed the business over that time.
Absolutely. Well, firstly, thank you for having me, Mark. It's terrific. I didn't believe couldn't believe that I was just heard that I'm your first guest from Deep Down Under.
Very much so, yeah.
Oh God, yeah, right. Very good. Oh, bit of pressure. That's all right. I'll do my best. Hopefully I'll live up to live up to it. Well, yeah. Look, I guess my name is Callum Gracie. I'm the founder and owner of Otto Media, which is a digital marketing company, well, predominantly an SEO company here in Canberra, Australia. Been up and running actually as my own company for just over 12 months, so it is still very new and very early days. But in terms of, I guess, how I got to where I am today, it's definitely an interesting story. I didn't plan to have Otto Media. It definitely wasn't something that was on my to-do list. It kind of just happened. I sort of felt a responsibility to form it and to start it. So
obviously with your company Otto Media, you're specializing in certainly SEO and strategies and websites as well, but as someone who also works in the website and digital marketing space with our company Making Websites Better, can often be a competitive industry. So how do you think you differ from the competition, certainly in Australia?
Yeah. So, well, look, I mean, like I said before, Otto Media was born it was more that I got not rolled, but I was working for another agency, was seeing how things were being run, wasn't happy with it. I wasn't sort of in control of the outcomes. I sort of felt by the end of it, I was quite burnt out and sort of seeing how clients were being treated, and how agencies can take the money, promise the world, keep things vague, keep it very technical and confusing. It was never my style, and it just never sat right with me. And I just sort of thought, you know what, I think Yeah, I think I
Well,
can do this.
what's your USP, would you say, for Otto Media compared to, you know, a different agency, certainly in Australia or even, you know, internationally?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, trust, transparency is everything. Love your clients, love their vision, get on board, listen, and give your best and be open, you know, and really be their biggest supporter in trying to help get to where they need to be. Because, yeah, they've all got a story as well, and they've got somewhere where they want to be. So if there's a way that we can help them get there, then that's the most important thing.
So in terms of your own career journey so far, I mean, obviously you sort of just touched upon, you know, previous agencies that you've worked at, you know, sort of previous clients you've worked for and that sort of stuff. But talk to us about how this has led you to, you know, fronting your own business. You talked about the frustration side of it with, you know, other agencies worked in, but what led you to really want to, I suppose, develop your own business?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it was really, I knew it could be done a better way. I obsessed over SEO, and I was actually hired in the company to not just be the digital marketing strategist, but the BDM. And I sort of found myself not only running the sales, but also implementing the SEO strategy that never existed. And I just felt like this is terrible. It's a really poor way to take people's money, and especially when they're so vulnerable in coming to you for help in the first place. So for me, it was when, I mean, my commission structure got slashed twice. My ideas were blocked, dishonest reporting to clients, and they even went as bad as offshoring work without even me knowing about it, and it impacting my clients severely to the point where I really had to step in and make a stand. So yeah, look, after all of that, and then the last straw was when my commission structure got slashed again. I just thought, you know what, I can do better than this. I am better than this. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna just do it. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna have integrity. And I had no idea how I was going to make this work, but I just knew that if I'm doing it for the right reasons, success will follow. And 12 months later, it's very much that. It's a grind. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's tough, but I'm just so blessed and so lucky to have the clients that I've got. Yeah,
I really resonate with what you're saying there, because obviously, as I say, we're in that space as well, and you work with a lot of clients that have come from different agencies that have probably had their fingers burnt because, like you say, they promised the earth and not really delivered. So it makes our job so much harder when you're actually trying to do the best by that client. It almost, they almost come to you asking about your reputation before you even start on campaigns and stuff like that. So it can be frustrating and make the good people's jobs harder. So when you're not building digital strategies, you mentioned to me that you're also a DJ. So perhaps you could give our listeners some insight into this part of your life.
Definitely. Look, I'll go over it pretty quickly because I know I sort of went on and on before. But I love performing on weekends at weddings, corporate events. I am a professional musician on trumpet and saxophone. And I got into DJing obviously after COVID, and I've been able to, I've just been booked out since. I was able to get my website up there, get it ranked, get it seen, get it noticed. And I guess that was the reason why, because of COVID, I got so obsessed with this SEO thing that sort of took over my life, but that sort of got me to where I am now. That's opened up so many more doors. But then also seeing that I've been able to do the same for my brother and my sister and get them both up and running, and making it a fantastic amount of money. I just thought I'm doing the right thing here. And in terms of, well, look, for me, Mark, DJing is, I find it really therapeutic. I don't know. It's a weird thing. I find it, especially with my brain, as fast as it goes, and I'm always thinking sort of the fact that I can just go and bring the vibe, play great songs, have everyone dancing, vibing, and just make everyone in the room just love that very moment. Something about it still excites me almost a decade on. So that's sort of what I do on the weekends. My day job, running a company, it's full on. It's very, very nerdy, which I love. But I kind of let loose, and I'm sort of that fat balding trumpet player. But man, I have fun. It's great.
Is there a particular, when you're DJing, is there a particular genre of music that you like to play, or is it quite a sort of diverse mix?
It's a really good question, Mark. So Look, for me, it's just about playing what everyone wants to hear. I just play a really good mix of great songs, the classics, older classics, the new stuff, R&B. I'll take into consideration the musical styles of what the clients and couples are going for. But ultimately, you know straight away what you need to be doing on the dance floor, even just by watching. You can see what they're into. It's very, very just play great songs. What I'm into is just great songs everyone knows. I don't play anything that's unfamiliar. And people really like that.
Yeah, I think that's what the art of a DJ is, to get people off their chairs, get them dancing, and just enjoying their night, really. And I think if you can contribute to that from a musical point of view, then obviously you're doing the job well. So yeah. So in terms of your mission, when you look at your SEO type work, you're building your businesses, DJing, and generally your personal life, what would you say is your mission in life? What's your why?
My why? So, yeah, that's a deep question. So my why, I do this to help people, Mark. I truly believe that with the cost of living, I'm not sure what it's like over there, but here in Australia, it has just gone absolutely insane. And wages haven't gone up anywhere near as quickly. So, I mean, with the cost of that, I'm working very closely with service-based businesses, and it is so hard for them out there. They're struggling more and more every day. So the fact that I'm now in a position where I can share with, share with the world. My followers are mainly here in Canberra, but being able just to share some light in what's happening within marketing and the truth that it's actually very, very easy. If you just implement the core foundations, you can stand out and make some noise, and people can know who you are, and you can truly succeed. It doesn't have to be hard, and you don't have to lose sleep at night. So yeah, I just share everything on my social media. I love the comments that I get, the private DMs, how I'm helping businesses. People want to talk to me. It's not so much about, what can you offer me? What do I do? It's more about, I love hearing their story and just putting them in the right direction, even if it doesn't mean that they might not be ready for something like SEO or paid ads, but I can certainly steer them in the right direction and help them get to that point where they can enjoy the luxury of SEO. But my why is everyone deserves to win, and it doesn't need to be hard. So keep it simple, stupid, and focus on the 80% that is doable, and you'll be okay.
Yeah, that's a really good thought process, I think. I mentioned in my introduction at the beginning of the episode that you have ADHD. And when we spoke in terms of looking at the podcast and you coming on, he's really open about wanting to share this. So over the years, what impact has this had on your life in terms of ADHD?
Yeah. So ADHD is a really funny thing. So I was diagnosed with it as a kid. I ignored it, classic. Refused to be medicated. Went through school, had a terrible time at school, concentrating. ADHD made life very hard, but for me, it was more as an adult. I got to this point where it was just my emotions. It was just uncontrollable. I really hit a wall. I went through just this serious depression, burnout, crippling anxiety. It was actually my now wife that sort of said, like, man, you need some help. Something's going on here. And she actually sought help for me because it kind of made sense that there was something, and she knew about my childhood, that maybe that could have something to do with why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. And she sort of was able to get me in with a psych, and I went through all the stages, only to say, yeah, you've absolutely 100% without a doubt got the good old ADHD. And so look, it was actually, as hard as it was to hear that, I kind of knew that, but I didn't want to accept that. But then I accepted it, and I'm medicated. And
how does the medication help you in that sense? Because it's, I suppose, what's the difference if you're not taking them in the medication? What are you like, and then what you like when you've taken it?
It's the best thing in the world. It is absolutely, and I'm not one to take any. Like, I really sort of I do struggle to even just sort of take just Panadol for a headache. I'd rather not. So being told that you need to take this pill every day. So I'm on dexamphetamine every day. It was the day I took it changed everything. It's almost like everything was clear. I could see what I needed to. I could understand things better. I could see the world better. I could be in the moment better. I wasn't just the clarity. It's almost like my brain has just been sort of optimized. Funny like that. I truly believe that, and everything. My mood. I mean, that being said, after I was diagnosed, I spent so much time trying to understand this in adults, and in the brain, and it's such an undiagnosed thing that's happening. And so I mean, like having these crazy feelings and emotions and depression and ups and downs, like. You just got to get help. Go get that diagnosis. Go see what's up, because if it is ADHD, like optimize your brain. It's your wires are it's not quite there, and just with a little bit of tweaking and optimizing, it just changes everything. My relationships were better, my conversations were better, my headspace was so much better. I had a direction. Now that I knew that's what it was, I could focus in on studying, reading books about it, understanding it, finding other people with ADHD and seeing how it's impacted them and being able to resonate with them. I think that was the biggest thing. I was confused of why am I feeling this way.
So our podcast is founded upon honesty and how testing times impacted our lives. So away from business, can you tell us about a challenging time in your life that made you who you are today?
So really, yeah, I mean, that's the reason I really wanted to be on this podcast, Mark, because I think that you're helping a lot of people being able to talk about this. And look, I mean, I'm just a normal guy. I've definitely been through some pretty heavy stuff growing up, things that have definitely sort of rocked my sense of safety and trust. But I guess, look, with the anxiety and the depression and just sort of the questions of who I am and sort of like, how do I need to be in this world? It's certainly these experiences that I guess make you who you are. So for me, it's really turned me or helped me be extremely empathetic, understanding, compassionate. Look, I'm really grateful for that. It's just it's strange how your experiences to get you to where you are today, it really transforms you. But with everything that's bad comes everything that's good. Always. I could tell you of any tough time you've had, there's always something magical in it as well.
You alluded to a little bit about your childhood. Obviously, having ADHD and stuff like that, and I think you've sort of alluded to your childhood wasn't all that great. So perhaps you could take us back to your childhood and your experiences around that.
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. So, look, for me, it was more about not like trying to fit in. I had two very, very smart brothers and a smart sister. I always felt misunderstood. Parenting was the same style across the board. Naturally, that sort of clashed heavily with me. Had some, like, I guess sort of a few experiences in secondary school that definitely sort of shaped me and helped sort of transform me to where I am today. But it's really just about, taking the hits and trying to find the positives in that. Yeah.
I think, do you know what? There's lots of instances where I've asked a couple of questions and you've had some negative thought in your mind, but always tried to see the positive out of it. Whether that's talking about work, talking about DJing, talking about your childhood, talking about ADHD, you seem a very positive person that always wants to look on the bright side of life. And I think that in itself is commendable. So fair enough.
I appreciate that, Mark. No, it's good. I mean, you need to. Like, it's funny that those that will take the time to have a look at Auto Media's Instagram, you'll see a very happy, very outgoing guy that everything just seems amazing. But it's funny when you dig deeper. There's actually, like, everyone has a story. Everyone has their own demons. Everyone has their own issues they're facing. And like, yeah, I'm being so real that, like, life's hard. Life's fucking hard. It really is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, you've spoken about, obviously, Australia at the moment in the financial climate. Obviously, the UK is similar. It's not going great over here. With our government and stuff like that. But yeah, you do have to just sort of roll your sleeves up and get on with it and try and look at the positives. So yeah, it's one of them, unfortunately. But I mean, how much of an impact does running your business have on your personal life with friends and family? Because obviously you've mentioned your good lady wife who's helped you out with getting you diagnosed with ADHD and stuff like that. So how much of a support, and I suppose just from their point of view, how do they help you?
Yeah, so I mean, look, credit to Brie, she's absolutely incredible. My wife, don't know how she does it. She's an absolutely incredible mum, incredible wife, beautiful. Yeah, I'm very, very lucky. Like I said to you before, Mark, I didn't plan to start Auto Media. It kind of just happened. I felt like I had a need to do it.
Yeah.
Now with that, it also came with the expectation and of this is my responsibility to, like, I need to do this. So yeah, it's really hard for me. It's running a company is really hard work. Trying to have, I've got 2 kids under 2. Sorry, 1 and 2 years old. So trying to be a successful business, trying to be an entrepreneur, trying to help these businesses achieve what they're wanting to do, and trying to be a dad, trying to be a husband,
Does that help though? I suppose running your own business, do you get the opportunity to switch off from work and obviously be a dad and be there and be present for your young children as well?
Yeah, not yet. No.
Yeah.
Not yet. I'm working on it. It's really hard at the moment, Mark. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Being able to, I know what I'm doing it for, and I know it's going to be amazing. But it really has its. Like, I'm up very early and I'm working late at night, and I sort of say to myself, okay, between sort of 5 and 7, that's the time where I really need to just be there for Brie and be there for the kids, and really that's sort of it's my non-negotiable time. But outside of that, I'm working all the time, and it is hard. You need to do this for love. You can't do it for money. Like, I mean, look, you can do it for money, and the idea is to have that sort of financial freedom down the track, and that's sort of what I'm working towards. But man, like, the impact is massive on everything. Our relationship, my relationship with Brie, like that. It's we love each other dearly, but man, we have our moments. I question myself as well. Like, this is all new to me. This is all new. I'm just trying to be the best I can. And sometimes it has you've got your moments where you just think, you know what, this is so overwhelming. And you almost implode. But you just got to find the good in it as well, and the reason why you're doing it. So for me, I'm doing it for the family. I'm doing it for the freedom of being able to be there for them. But right now, it was not the right time for me to start this company, that's for sure. But man, I wouldn't change it either.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Gracie, it is time for a little bit of trivia before the end of the episode, where we talk about some of your most favourite things in a quick fire round. So, are you ready for this one?
I am.
Okay.
Go for it.
So, favourite food?
Fried chicken.
Nice. Favourite band or artist from the world of music?
They're called the Bamboos from Melbourne. Funky. They're funky as. Check them out.
Okay.
Yep.
Favourite TV program or film?
There's a TV program that I've always loved. It's just, I don't know, I did get sort of semi-obsessed with it. It was called Lie to Me. I just loved the fact that, you look through people and you can sort of figure them out pretty quickly.
Very stereotypical question I'm going to ask you, but what are your thoughts on Neighbours?
my
TV
thoughts on
program.
Neighbours.
Yeah, the
I
TV
didn't
program.
really watch it. No, I couldn't. Hey, there was one really. Was it Margot? Good old Margot Robbie. She was Neighbours. I don't know, but
Yeah.
look, she was something. But now, ever since she left, I guess I kind of left that show too. No, I never got into it.
What about because one of my favourite films is Crocodile Dundee.
Really?
Have you ever watched that? Crocodile Dundee?
Yeah, when I was in the 90s.
Yeah, yeah.
On a
So
plane.
I think there's it's been I think it's three films he's brought out, Paul Hogan. But yeah, one of my go-tos in terms of classics. Favorite
right.
place in the world or favorite place in the world or holiday destination?
Favorite place in the world or holiday destination. There's nothing better for me than a staycation.
Okay.
Staying here in Canberra, I did it with the family a few months back. We went to the Hyatt, a nice 5-star hotel, and just lived it up for 3 nights, and it was absolutely incredible. So as long as there's beautiful accommodation and amazing food, I'm going to be very, very happy.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. Yeah.
Yep.
Favorite famous person?
Simon Sinek.
Yeah,
He's got
I've had
ADHD.
that. Yeah, I've heard that a lot actually. I think he does inspire quite a few different people.
He does. Yep.
Biggest pet peeve?
People who talk too slow.
Okay.
I had my real estate agent call me today. I'm just like, get to the point. Anyway,
Yeah.
we got the house. Thank God.
Yeah.
Just
favorite household chore?
Mowing the lawn. Even though I don't really have lawn right now where I'm at, but it's certainly therapeutic. It means I can sort of chuck on my headphones and listen to Audible and listen to a podcast.
Yeah. What do you think when you look in the mirror?
Damn. What were you thinking, Brie? No, not really.
What were you thinking, Bree?
There's me with my shirt off with my little man boobs. Yeah, anyway, we won't go there. I don't want to put that image in your brain. But there's the first thing that I'd look at when in the mirror, and I try my best to do this when I wake up, is just, and it sits with me really well, is an amazing book by Mel Robbins. You've got to check this out. And I say to myself, let them, let the day be what it's going to be. Just be the best version of yourself. Try and help people, and try and just make an impact. Make one, even if it's small. So just go to bed doing something to make you that little bit better.
I completely agree. Yeah. How long do you spend getting ready in the morning?
I've got ADHD, so if I can just, I'll aim for one thing. I'll even just going down the stairs, also I look, over there, I'll end up doing this, or I'll go to get some Weet-Bix and end up with, I don't know, a piece of toast, and I forget something else. And anyway, all I need to do is just get out the door and have my laptop, and I know that I'm going to be okay. I rely very heavily on my calendars, on my timekeeping. I've got timers for everything, because I'll just, as you probably could tell, I just sort of go off the rails a little bit sometimes, but I get excited.
What inspires you on a daily basis?
What inspires me on a daily basis? I get really excited to drive to my client meetings, because I get to learn. Amazing book. So Brian Tracy is another amazing person that I've always been. All of his books are incredible, but he's always just sort of said it's podcasts or it's a podcast on wheels, or university on wheels. Anytime you're in the car, try and learn something. So I've got I've probably read a ridiculous amount of books purely just because I've been, between client meetings, and just, even if it's just 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there, pop on a book, an audio book.
Yeah. When did you last cry?
It's actually really funny. I had a really nice cry this afternoon, actually. Very funny. With my therapist that I love to see monthly. # life coach. Today it felt right. And I just, the stresses of daily life, it's just nice to, just let it out. It makes you feel fantastic. And then sometimes just have a laugh. But it was today.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think certainly in the UK, it's one of them where it's still a thing where men really aren't allowed to cry, or it's sort of frowned upon slightly. But when you do have a good cry, it does make you feel better. I've got to be honest. So I completely agree with that. Best piece of advice you've ever been given?
You're going to die.
I like that.
What do you think about that, Mark?
Yeah. Three
Fucking
guests
do it.
you would invite to a dinner party and why?
3 guests I'd invite to a dinner party. Obviously, Simon Sinek. Love Gary Vee. But he'd take the whole bloody conversation. He wouldn't shut up. So maybe I won't invite him. Richard Branson.
Mhm.
And I love my brother Tim. Just I want to do
Okay.
them all the
Yeah,
time.
no, I like that. I like that you've got a mix of people that probably people know, but obviously a family member there to obviously enjoy those 2 people with you, I suppose. So yeah, it's nice. And then finally, what makes a good person behind their brand?
Be real, have integrity,
Mm.
and do what's right. And post on social media, far out. As soon as I started doing that, everything changed for me. So get behind the camera. I hate it, but you got to do it. Make some noise, have some fun, and be true to yourself. And yeah, the right people will find you, and success will follow.
Yeah, I completely agree. Look, Callum, it's been an absolute pleasure. I've had a real fun, chatting to you today. And as our first guest from Australia, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on. So hope you enjoyed it as much as I have. Perhaps you would like to tell us where people can find you in terms of your website and what you're about.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Mark, for having me. Look, my Instagram, I've spoken about it. I share tips every day. Quick wins that, anyone can do. Just 5-10 minutes. It's very, very easy to do, and I'll sort of keep you on top of everything. Ottomedia.com.au is our website. Our Instagram is otto_media_agency. I guess it just starts by hitting follow and enjoy the journey. You'll get sick of my face pretty quickly, but hey, you might gain a few extra leads too.
So that's it for this episode of People Behind Brands. If you like what you heard today, do yourself a favour, subscribe to our exclusive content now, and follow us on our social media when you search People Behind Brands podcast or at podcast PBB. Join us next time for a brand new guest as we explore more life lessons from the world of business. We'll see you soon. Ta-da!